going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy right here, MMA Reloaded, and welcome to episode 11 of MMA Reloaded Real Talk, the show where we talk real, we never lie, cheat, and steal. And folks, you know what? I think a lot of people are doubting tonight's fight night. That's right. Tonight is another fight night. Jessica I versus Cynthia Calvillo. You got Carl Roberson, Baby K versus Marvin Vettori, which is an interesting one for the fans to get into tonight. I think people don't follow how good these fight nights can be. It's a fight night which has no title implications, but it's got a lot of contender implications. Jessica I versus Cynthia Calvillo. If Cynthia Calvillo can beat Jessica I tonight, it puts her right up top for a fight with Valentina Shevchenko. If Carl Roberson beats Marvin Vettori, not only does he shut his fucking mouth, yeah, because Vettori's been talking a lot. If Roberson beats Marvin Vettori tonight, it will shut his mouth, and that's for damn sure. I think what we're gonna see tonight, folks, is a very good fight night with young talent on display and the the excitement. I think what we're gonna see is a very exciting night tonight. I think people underestimate fight nights if they don't know who the fuck's fighting. Jessica I missed weight for tonight, and I think so if you watch the weigh-ins, folks, it's actually quite disturbing to see. She weighed in at 126, 126 pounds, 0.25. She couldn't stand. She looked pale. She looked so skinny. I think give us some time to rehydrate tonight. Give us some time to rehydrate. After yesterday's weigh-ins, and tonight, you never know, man. She could come in like a damn savage, and prove that she's worthy of a Valentina Shevchenko rematch. Also tonight, folks, I got actually a good feeling about tonight, man. There are some very very good fights on tap tonight, and a few of them, yeah, with Zaruk Adashev. Now, folks, I just had to search his name up real quick, but Zaruk Adashev is one of the most. He's a young, rising star who made his decoration, who made his reputation in kickboxing, winning numerous championships. And I would say Zaruk Adashev is going to be someone to fuck with in mixed martial arts. Now, folks, tonight it is MMA Reloaded Real Talk, episode 11. I haven't told you who our special guest is. He is someone who I've actually grown to respect a lot. He is, of course, a training partner with one of my good friends, Jerome Renegade Rivera, who was on our last episode, folks, of Real Talk. If you want to go check that out, man, we get so real at the end of that episode. He is, of course, a guy I've grown to respect. And I would say he is one of the most respectful rising stars in our sport. He is known across the land as the Silver City Strangler, the number 2 flyweight in New Mexico. Behind Renegade, it is Josiah Reyes. Josiah Reyes is currently 2-0 in his professional career. Of course, coming off a great amateur career, and we will touch on that too with Josiah. Of course, a former competitor and winner at the Santa Fe Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy. Josiah Reyes will be joining us in the next 10 minutes or so. But folks, before Josiah joins us, we are doing an MMA Reloaded giveaway. It is our quiz giveaway, folks, and I will reveal the question right now. And of course, folks, the question is this: what is the fighter's name? Rampage Jackson is infamous for a slam in Pride. Yeah, a slam that's shown all over highlight reels everywhere. His opponent was one of Brazil's best at the time. And that slam made headlines all across the world. It was in Pride. Who did Rampage slam? Quinton Rampage Jackson is famous for a slam, one of the most infamous slams in Pride, against a Brazilian opponent. Who was that opponent? I'm not going to give you no hints. All I'm going to say is, yeah. Oh, I'm just going to give you guys one hint. Nah, actually, not. Fuck it. Because then that'll be obvious. It was a Brazilian opponent, Rampage Jackson's infamous slam. Folks, we just give me the name of that opponent, and that's all. That's all I'm gonna say. The first person to be on the comments with that opponent's name will win an MMA Reloaded shirt, folks, and it's the MMA Reloaded shirts are flying off the shelf right now. So I would say you get them while it's hot. You know what I mean? They'll be on sale very soon. And we are just about ready and set for Josiah to come on. Just gonna send him the link first. Let's go. All right, folks, we are just about set for Josiah Reyes, but don't forget that question. If you forgot the question, we'll also post it on our Instagram story. Remember, across all our MMA Reloaded channels, the first person to answer that question will win the shirt. The second person will win nothing. So keep your eyes peeled, and I'll keep mine peeled too, folks. But yeah, again, it's fight night. Show that appreciation that we do for every UFC event, and pretty sure it will live up to an expectation. And I think we'll see a couple of show stealers on that, but definitely. We are almost ready now, folks. Oh man, I'm excited for this one, man. New guest, new blood. Love it. Josiah Reyes. I think, folks, if you don't know who Josiah Reyes is, I would say get to know who he is. It's he's one of the most respectful guys I've ever seen. So, folks, whenever Josiah comes up on the screen, we will accept it. And let's get it on. Episode 11. Man, it's been a hell of a ride, folks. A hell of a ride. And we will touch on that with Josiah too. When he's all good and ready to join it. Damn, son. Come on. Folks, also to just touch on real quick, it's it's something that I've always been a bit skeptical, and that's that welterweight championship fight. Folks, Josiah Reyes is about to join us right now. Let's get on. Yes, the Silver City Strangler, bro.
Going.
What's going on, bro?
I just got a good little workout in outside. I'm here at the Athletico. It's our strength and conditioning gym. I'm here in like the kind of office / cleaning closet, but I don't know if you've got to see this place, but check it out. It's super cool, man.
For sure, bro.
Got a bunch of racks, squats, pull-ups, that whole bro thing. Been learning how to do deadlifts. Got some rings over here, sled push it. Then we got this other room. Oh, kettlebell galore right there. Santa Fe Athletico. And we got this nice big room was group classes, but with everything going on, we've just been limited to, individual workout, but we got all this equipment in here. And then the coolest addition is out back. Oh yeah, tons of TRX stuff, and the mace is right here. And then out here in the back, they just put in this turf, bro. Check this out.
Oh man, bro.
We're still installing it, but I just trained some of our students out here some striking, and it's pretty fun, man. It's pretty good for striking.
That's tight, bro.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, my bro. What a way to kick off the show, man. A tour of the gym. Man, is that in New Mexico, Josiah?
Yeah, Santa Fe, New Mexico. I've only been up here for about 4 years, but I've been here at this gym about probably a year. It's only been open about a year and a half now, so they're still kind of kicking things off and getting in the groove. But man, it's one of the hottest gyms in town for sure, probably in the region even. We got starting to bring in some double end bags. We got the Renegades Rev Gear double end bag right here. So remnants of the Renegade.
Shout out Jerome Rivera. But Bro, for sure, man. Nah, and shout you out too, man. The Silver City Strangler, ladies and gentlemen, here on MMA Reloaded Raw Talk. Josiah, the first question, bro, is on Instagram, bro, we have our little interactions here, and I love talking to you, bro, because I feel like you only get like a point of view that you come across with. Yeah, it only comes around once in a lifetime. The respect and the appreciation, you know what I mean? Everyone. So I have to kick it off like this, man. People who don't know who Josiah Reyes is, 2-0 in your professional career, bro. Coming off a kick-ass amateur career. Tell me how it all got started for Josiah Reyes, man, and how you got the name Silver City Strangler, bro.
That name's so ridiculous, man. Well, thank you so much for having me on, man. I'm very impressed by your MMA knowledge. It's far surpassed mine in terms of knowledge of fighters and events. It's like pretty impressive. Like when I listened to yours and Jerome's interview this last time, I was like, dang, they know so much about all the fighters and about all these events. Like I'm trying to catch up, but I've been studying. I bought a bunch of curriculums from like the COVID sales that are on right now. So I bought like Henry Hoof's instructional, Rafael Cordero, Liam Harrison, Sanchez. So I got all these striking courses, and then my own professor at my gym's putting out online courses as well. So I'm like just like blown up with all these striking things. But man, it started like so many others with jiu-jitsu. I started doing some jiu-jitsu back in Silver City. We had no gym down there. Honestly, we were just training like in a art studio's attic. Couple of mats and a couple of guys. We had a blue belt over us, Hari Kelsa, and our black belt was Kelly. He unfortunately had passed away shortly after I had started, so I really barely got to kind of know him. But he did tell me one thing, though, that I never will forget, and I always tell people. I mentioned to him that I wanted to do MMA, some striking, and I'd barely been a white belt in jiu-jitsu at the time, and he was like, take that, put it in your back pocket. He's like, learn your jiu-jitsu first and everything else will come into place. And it's like, all right, fair enough. And sure enough, I got pretty proficient at jiu-jitsu. And then the striking really started to fall into place, just like he said. So probably been training now about 7 years jiu-jitsu. And, it's still my base, but I had this real big imbalance of like jiu-jitsu and striking. So the last 2 or 3 years I've been just grinding out my Muay Thai. I fell in love with Muay Thai, man. The art of it, the culture, like I follow all these pages on Instagram of all these Thais in Thailand training, and they're just like, for some, it's, I guess actually for many, it's unfortunately kind of an obligation where they kind of have to grow up like as a child. Like if you want to do well and be educated and do well for your family, then you got to start doing Muay Thai like at a young age. And it's almost like, unfortunately, a job for these children. But the gyms that I follow, like the Yokow gym, they just love it. They have fun. They're laughing. They're just having a blast training Muay Thai. And that's how I try to do it. I've been teaching classes actually at my gym that I train at Muay Thai for about 1.5 years now. So try to keep it pretty fun and do a lot of fun drills. I was following Duke Rufus for a while. So I was incorporating a lot of his stuff, and dude, the journey's been the coolest thing I could have never expected, man. Like I got connected with the Josh Montoya and Angelo Sanchez and our professor Thomas Pless, and like these guys are just veterans. They've been there, done that, and they've grinded and they've seen it all, man. And like they kind of built me up pretty well. And then being around people like Jerome, I've been shadowing him for probably like 1.5 years, and just being a sponge around it, man. I'm just like, everything that he shows, I'm just sucking it all, taking it all in, dude. And then, we got like the Vanilla Gorilla here. We got Corey, who's just an amazing grappler, and he's rising in his MMA career right now. He'll probably have his second amateur fight for hopefully this upcoming LFA card, possibly. So we just got this tight little squad, and we cross-train with the crew in Albuquerque. So those are a whole nother group of bodies. Of course, we got Jordan fighting tonight. So I'm super pumped about that. Honestly, that's kind of one of the only, fights that I know about tonight, I'm kind of uninformed. Like I was like, dang, I hope he doesn't ask me about the cards. I'm like, I barely know a couple of the fighters, bro.
I mean, bro, I mean, that's one of the biggest fights that we got going on tonight. Jordan Espinoza, of course, Jerome's told me the first time I heard Jordan was actually your guy's training partner. Jerome just told me it on our last show, so bro, I was surprised, but now I see where the quality comes from, But Josiah, just following on from what you said, man, you made some really good points, bro. And naming the legends that you made, Muay Thai legends, bro, is unbelievable, man. I mean, doing jiu-jitsu for 7 years, you can't pick any bigger role models to model your striking over than these guys. I mean, Henry Hoof, bro, one of the baddest asses of all time, bro. He's coached. He's still coaching some of the best in the world, bro. He's coached guys like Anthony Johnson and Thiago Silva, Vitor Belfort. Yeah, bro. And then you got Rafael Cordero. Yeah, bro. And if you look at those two guys, just on its own, they teach you in different ways, if you will. And in my opinion, Henry Hooft will teach you a lot more aggression and how to use your striking coming forward. Whereas Rafael comes across more as a technical guy, yeah, and uses his intelligence a lot more. Yeah, bro. So I think Josiah, man, you'll be cool with just those two guys, bro. And of course, Josiah, of course, bro, I had to do some research. Yeah, it's what I do, bro. And you were competing for the Santa Fe Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy, if I'm not wrong. And I read that you were the Santa Fe BJJ Academy winner. Tell me about that experience, bro, at the academy.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty cool journey. So like I mentioned, when I was in Silver City, dude, our town's only got 10,000 people, man. It's a small town in southwest New Mexico, and that's where I grew up. I was there all the way till I was 28, actually. So I never lived anywhere outside of that tiny little town. So when I moved here to Santa Fe, which is the capital of New Mexico, it's still small. It's about, I think, 80,000 people or so in the county, I think. So it's still pretty small, but compared to Silver's like the big city, right? So when I moved up here, I had never trained at an actual academy before. So one of my training partners in Silver was like, if you go to Santa Fe, try to seek out Angelo Sanchez. He's badass. So I was like, all right, sure. And sure enough, I looked up gyms and I saw the Santa Fe Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy, Gracie Baja. And I just showed up on an open mat, and sure enough, guess who was the first person that I ended up rolling with? Angelo Sanchez on the open mat. He's purple at the time, and man, he's just such a beast, dude. He was heavy wrestling pressure, sprawling me, Darce choking me, bro, just like shredding me. And I was like, dang, who is this guy? I found out later that it was Angelo Sanchez, the guy I was supposed to go on a quest to seek out, and he kind of took me under his wing and, started building my Muay Thai. And our head professor there, Thomas Pless, he's over our striking and our jiu-jitsu. And he's just, man, dude, he's an encyclopedia.
Tom Pless is a legend.
Martial art. Dude, this guy's he's so, like, I kind of thought I was becoming a good teacher when I was in Silver because I was forced to take over our academy. So I was teaching like white belts and, I could teach fundamentals okay. And then when I moved up here and saw my professor Pless teach, I was like, oh, I'm not a good teacher at all. Like, this guy's like, I'm here, and this guy's like way up here, So it really just brought my game up like crazy. I got shredded, man. You know how it is when you walk in the new academy and people are looking at you and they're like, who's this guy? I'm going to, are they trying to test me out? I'm going to show them what's up. So I got beat on a little bit by some of the purples and the browns, and I was like, dang, these people are giving me a warm welcome. And I actually mentioned to Angelo, I was like, I'd like to do MMA someday. And I think he hears that all the time. Being a coach, you got people come in all the time and they're like, I want to be an MMA fighter, bro. Let's get it. And he was like, all right, well, let's see if you can come to jujitsu regularly for a couple months and then we'll talk. And I was like, all right,
Yeah.
fine, fair enough. So did that for a while. And then sure enough, I got my first MMA amateur fight. But I had only actually competed one jujitsu tournament since I've been there. I kind of just, like I said, focus more on striking and then putting it all together with my jujitsu and now adding in the wrestling and the boxing. Jerome's been like going hard on the boxing with this lately. He's shining us and slipping and ripping, and so that's been a whole nother part of the game.
Bro, that would be. I can just picture that as a dream pairing as you and Jerome, because if I look at the two physiques, yeah, bro, both tall, both long guys, and if you see, from seeing a lot of Jerome's fights, he can sort of show you how to use that reach and length, yeah, bro. So I love that pairing, bro. You two guys as training partners, and Josiah, and you put up a story today, bro, of you working the bag a little bit. So bro. I mean, putting it together, yeah, and putting your Muay Thai together with your Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. There's a few guys out there who actually want to put in the work, yeah, but want all the results out of it, and that's not how it works, man. Yeah, I love that work ethic, bro. I love the fact that you're taking it upon yourself, as well as training in the gym, to do your own research and take your own initiative. Yeah, bro. So no, man, I applaud that, bro. I think
Thank you, man.
when we look at amateur fights, bro, and I don't want to bring this up, yeah, but your first amateur MMA
Man,
fight.
rough one. Dude, I've never been more scared in my entire life, bro. Oh my God. That's why I'm telling all these fighters I want to fight now, since I'm a coach. I'm like, they're like, I want to get it. I want to get in there. I want to have my fight. And I don't care how hard it is, or I don't care what. And I'm like, dude, if it's anything like my first one, you want more time before you go in there. Cause dude, it's just crazy. The crowd, the lights are so bright. It feels like you're in a dream, dude. Like all you see is white. And then I had a killer across me. He was all tatted up, and he was like a striker, and I was, a jujitsu guy. So I was like, I got out struck so bad. Dude, my lungs 30 seconds into that fight were on fire like I've never felt in my whole life. I was so scared, dude. I was like, how am I gonna make it out of here alive? I don't know how. I was like, if I don't take him down, I'm gonna get badly hurt. And thank God my coach, Angelo, backstage, he was having me drill catching the leg kick and shooting a double, and that's what I ended up taking him down with. But when I took him down, dude, I could barely even stand up. I had him down, and I was just like, I could barely even breathe, bro, and stand. It was so scary, man.
Oh shit, bro. I mean, for any amateur, bro, that's coming into your first fight, yeah, bro. You gotta have the cojones to do it first of all, yeah, bro. If you don't have the balls to do it, bro, yeah, you don't deserve it, man. And you had the balls to do it. You went in there, and you did business, man. Win or lose, bro. Yeah, you did business. That shit is a learning curve, bro. And you definitely learn after that. Oh, you learn after that, bro. You're undefeated, and you're on actually a 6-fight win streak if you count how you ended your amateur career, and then now 2-0. Yeah, or it might be a bit more than 6 fights. But yeah, I think 6. But yeah, bro. I mean, you definitely learned from that first fight. You came up and up and up, and you were actually you got a choke victory, if I'm not mistaken, in your last fight, bro. It was nuts. I mean, before that, yeah, you were just you were toughing it out, man, grinding it out for the wins. But you know what, Josiah, bro, you competed on big stages, bro. Jackson's MMA and King of the Cage. Yeah, well, I mean, those events itself will get you scouted for the big time, man. how do you feel in your career right now, bro, and how you progressed from amateur to professional?
Oh my God. It's just, I mean, my coach, like Josh Montoya, the Destroyer, he was just emphasizing, look, you got to make sure and enjoy the journey. He's like, he's a trip man. He'll give you these long, epic, like life talks or fight talks or both. And after like hitting pads, and he's just like, you don't enjoy the journey, man. Like it's not going to be an enjoyable thing. Cause like the fight's kind of crazy. Like who really like likes to fight? I mean, some people enjoy that fight, but it's kind of crazy and it's over in 15 minutes, win or lose, it's over in 15. So he's like, you need to enjoy the whole process of training, grinding, learning, making memories. He really drilled that in my head right from the get-go. So I've just been trying my hardest to be like, this is the craziest, coolest thing ever. Like who gets the opportunity to train with these warriors and then go as a squad. Like when we went up to Vail, Colorado, we went as like this little, war party up there. It took a little caravan of 2 cars, and one of my bros, Scott, he was up there just to like watch over me and take care of me. That was his whole job. And he was like, I'm in, I'm down. So he just went, and dude, we just had the most freaking fun. I mean, it was kind of crazy because that was when that whole Brandon and Jerome fight happened. So that part was kind of dramatic. That was hard to see, unfortunately, there. But besides that, it was fun, man. I ended up winning my fight at LFA as an amateur there, and it was just so much freaking fun. So I've been.
That was a huge event, bro. That LFA fight, when you went in there as an amateur. I'm sorry to interrupt you, bro. But Josiah, you went in there in that LFA fight, LFA 80, LFA 39, I think it was. With
it was.
Ian Heinisch was main eventing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and Macy Barbaro fought that night too, actually.
And see, bro, look at that, man. You came in there, as an Ami, bro, and you made a splash. You splashed it, man. Yeah, people don't take notice of those guys with L's next to their name when they look back at a card. Yeah, some guys with L's beside their name might have got robbed. Yeah, but that's about it. Bro, all I have to say is, man, I'm impressed. Yeah, bro, it's a humble beginning, man. You were with your boys in a van driving to the fight. I mean, bro, it's nuts. I mean, it's always good to have a great squad next to you, bro, and rolling with you. Do you feel that having that squad and having that tight family, as you said, do you feel it's helped you mentally, and do you think it's helped you physically?
I mean, for sure, both. Like on that LFA card, I think Jerome was one of the ones that was even pulling for me. I think he was the one that had originally mentioned, like, "Yo, get Josiah on this card," and it was at 135 instead of 125 too. And I was just like, "I'm down. Like, let's get it. Why not? And man, I remember when I first met him and like I was getting to train with him. I was super intimidated because he's this pro, this high level pro, and I'm like this new amateur. And we were doing some rounds with the MMA gloves for the first time, bro. And like, dude, I just was moving and I went forward and boom, he caught me with a straight left, dude, and like caught my head back. And he was, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. You okay, bro?" And I was like, I'm fine. Let's go. And then we started again. I went forward and whoa, left uppercut, bro, like clean. And like, dude, he was like piecing me up and on accident. He wasn't even trying to hit me. So like he just brought my level up like crazy fast. And then Josh, our other head coach as well, he's like all about, mental warfare, I guess, like mind games. He had it taught really well to him by some of his coaches. So he's always just about like, dude, like you think about this, or I bet you they're not like here, and their mindset, like he's just all about that mental game, man. So between like our whole team, we got everything covered. We got the physicality covered, we got the mental game covered, we got our wrestling covered from some of our savage wrestlers, and then we got our strength and conditioning coach here, David Padilla, here at the Santa Fe Athletic House. So now I'm starting to get strong and like I'm adding power and strength to my game. So that's really cool because I'm small, man. So I get bullied on the mats. I get bullied on, you know, striking, and now I'm starting to get some power and strength, and it feels awesome, dude. So we're putting it all together pretty well. I'm very excited, but I'm just trying to, like my coach said, I'm just trying to enjoy the journey, dude. So many memories, you know, you got ups, you got downs, you got laughs, you got cries. I mean, we've all cried on the mat together, we've laughed on the mat together, we've bled. It's just a beautiful journey, bro.
Oh, dang, man. That's gonna make me tear up, man. Nah, it's bro. I mean, you just said it right there, man. You pinpointed exactly what makes not only a team but an individual great. Yeah, and that's having your boys around you. That's having your work ethic. Yeah, and Josiah, bro, you see all these guys, yeah, all their fancy cars and complaining and bitching about pay and bonuses and shit. Yeah, where bro, you're living it for the moment. You're not living it for fucking 500 grand, 100 grand. Eh? Although that would be nice, but you're not living it for that, man, right now. Yeah. Although, bro, LFA, you know, we look at that. That's what brings me to our next question, boys. We look at the flyweight division. Yeah. Now, I mean, now we get into the nitty gritty. We look at flyweights, bro, and we look at legacy flyweights. Bro, the legacy flyweights is like the lion's den of the flyweight division. Yeah, it's full of animals. Yeah, you're full of savages in there, bro. And I would just and going 2-0 at legacy, bro. You're only destined for bigger and better things. Yeah, and of course your reputation's preceding you right now. How you ended your amateur career and continuing that professionally on a big stage like legacy. How do you see yourself sort of progressing if you keep on the track that you're keeping on right now? I see you, bro, in another 3-4 fights. Yeah, they'll put you right in that title conversation. Um, and because it's an open division, that legacy, man, and I think that's what it takes. Jerome himself, bro, right now is, and we were speaking about this on the last show.
Zero feels like a hat.
Do I have a what?
Like the thing to go on the barbell when you're like squatting.
Oh, I have no idea where it is, bro.
I'm
sorry. Go ahead and continue, my bad.
Nah, it's cool, bro. No, I was just gonna say, man. Yeah, bro. I mean, just following on from what I was saying, Jerome is obviously expected to make his UFC debut sooner rather than later. But for you, then, Josiah, yeah, and you're continuing on the path that you're continuing on, man. How do you see yourself playing out at Legacy, man? Do you see yourself moving up a weight at 135, or do you want to keep down at flyweight?
For sure, stay at flyweight. I've done a couple of 135, but definitely 125 makes the most sense for me, and I like it. I like that length, like Jerome was talking about on his interview too. It's real nice to have that long advantage on people. Man, I don't. It's so crazy because I am living in the moment, but I do need to cast vision and cast future and cast goals, and I am looking forward to. It's gradually getting more and more difficult, and I know I'm going to face more dangerous grapplers, more dangerous strikers, more dangerous wrestlers, more dangerous, well-rounded people, and I am excited about that more than anything, more than nervous. I'm excited to test because I'm growing rapidly right now. I'm in love with martial arts. I'm just like, oh man, I'm super in love with it. So I feel like I'm barely like putting my game together, like as a blue belt starting to put their game together. That's how I feel. Like I'm barely putting all my parts and pieces together, and I'm excited to test, you know, all my new tools that I'm working on and sharpening. I haven't even got to show any jujitsu yet because everybody thinks I'm like just this destroying jujitsu guy, which I do have dangerous jujitsu. Nobody wants to go to the ground with me, which like I can understand why I'm pretty dangerous there, but I haven't even got to show any jiu-jitsu basically at all. I've just been, people are like, oh, I got to keep the strangler up on the feet striking. So I'm like, I'm down to, I actually want to get my striking to where it's like my most dangerous thing, because striking's Muay Thai is so fun. Man, now that you mention it, I think you just cast a division for me and a goal. Like I would love to have that title, the LFA title. That would be just like, I would be just very, very proud of myself and like, and make my family proud, man. My dad, he came to my first, I forgot what fight he came to of mine, but dude, I've never seen my dad so happy and proud in my life. When I had won and I was walking out of the cage and my dad was sitting right there and he like jumped out right in front of me and he was all, yeah! Like he was so pumped, bro. And on my my pro debut in September, it was special because I was ending this job I had with like the child welfare system. I was working for like 4 years and then 5 years previously to that. And I was ending that job the same, literally like the week of my pro debut. So all of my brothers, I have 2 older brothers, they flew in from out of state. My mom and my dad came from different states so I had my entire family and a bunch of the youth that I had worked for showed up too, man. So I had like all the energy was in my corner, bro. And it was like the most epic. That fight's on YouTube, but it's under my brother's account. So I'll have to send it to you because I don't know if you've seen that one yet. It's kind of hard to find, but
man.
oh man, it was just, it was, so
Man,
I want to make him proud. You know, I love seeing my dad proud because like he was the one who rented those UFC VHSs, you know, and he'd bring them home and I'd be playing Earthworm Jim. I remember on Sega, dude. And I saw him. Yeah, Earthworm Jim, bro. And I was like, I could hear some crazy stuff going on in the living room and I would get bored of Earthworm Jim after a while. And I'd go in there and like, I'd see this dude in pajamas, like choking out this other dude all bloody. And I'm like, what are you watching, Dad? Like, this is crazy. I was like 8 years old or something. So he, you know, he kind of brought that into my life.
No, man. I mean, family is so, but it is so important. Yeah, and it doesn't matter how big you get, you never forget those roots that you came into the sport with, and that how you fell in love with martial arts with, bro. And there's a few different guys, and I love asking that question. Is how you fell in love with martial arts. Yeah, and guys like I've spoken with Anthony Andrikawani and even Jerome as well, bro. And we always talk about inspirations, and on the first show I did with Jerome, we talk about, you know, who do you admire in the sport of mixed martial arts, bro. And that's a question to you, man, Mr. Strangler. Who are some of your admirations and inspirations in the sport of martial arts?
Honestly, the first one that I kind of was getting, like more recent, well, like 5 years ago when I was starting to touch on it, Rafael Lovato Jr., because I was following all of his jiu-jitsu instructionals. And then I saw he was going to MMA, and I was like, dang, this jiu-jitsu guy's going to MMA. That's what I want to do. And he was shredding people with his jiu-jitsu, and then he started getting those crazy kicks and those knees because he didn't care if anyone takes him down. So he's throwing all these wild kicks, and he's just the most humble, nicest dude ever. So I was awestruck by Rafael. I follow him very closely. And then Marcelo Garcia was my big jiu-jitsu hero. Same thing. He's so humble, and he's like one of the best world champions of all time. And he's the nicest dude ever. So, you know, I looked up to him a lot, mainly a bunch of jiu-jitsu guys. But like I said, for MMA, Rafael Lovato Jr. And then I fell in love with like watching TJ Dillashaw because he was just sick, bro.
Man.
Like,
yeah.
So that fight where he fought John Lineker and he was hitting those crazy takedowns with the like switch and the doubles. Oh, dude. I mean, there's too many. And then now, honestly, I look up to like my teammates, dude. Like Jerome's just, I look up to him so much because he's like, again, same thing, like one of the nicest, humblest. He'll give you the shirt. He literally gave me the shirt off his back one day. Even like I had to do security one for a boxing event. I was like, I don't have a shirt. And he's like, bro, I have this shirt you could use right here. And he like pulled out this shirt, and he's just like, I look up to him a lot, man, because he's just so humble and like just he just includes everyone, like all of our people who are just like starting to come up and wanting to be fighters. He'll invite them in. He doesn't care. He's like, come on and train. So I look up to him and my coaches a lot, man. Like that's probably who I look up to more than anything right now.
Bro, I mean, instead of the strangler, bro, I should be calling you the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu saint, bro. Um, oh yeah, check this out. Yeah, well, I mean, I love Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, as a sport, bro, because now I watch Submission Underground. Yeah, bro, and I watch things like that. Yeah, bro, and I love that stuff, bro. And I started watching guys like Shinya Aoki go to work, bro, and I started watching guys like um, oh man, Hoist Gracie, and I started watching guys like Matt Hughes, bro, go to work. I love I love that. I love that aspect, bro. But with killer jiu-jitsu, you got to be well-rounded, bro. You got to have that Muay Thai, you know. And I see that's what you're aiming to, man. Because 7 years of doing jiu-jitsu is gonna take that sort of that time as well. 7 years to bring your Muay Thai up there. And I think, bro, Josiah, the potential is unlimited. Yeah, but when we look at New Mexico, yeah, Josiah, it's full of some of the most talented, naturally gifted guys, yeah, out there, bro. And I'm talking to one right now, man, and I've talked to Jerome as well. Yeah, and you're currently ranked number 2 in the state, bro, out of flyweights. Yeah, how do you?
Renegade.
You're right behind Renegade, yeah, bro. I was gonna, I'm not gonna ask that question yet. Yeah, but how do you feel? Yeah, bro, being ranked like that, number 2 at flyweight in the state. Yeah, bro, and you've only had 2 professional fights. I mean, it's nuts, man.
And I looked that up actually a couple of months ago, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, I was all touched. But it was extra special because the Renegade was one. When I looked at it, the Renegade was 1, I was 2, and then our coach, the Destroyer Montoya, was 3. And I was like, that's how you know when you got a good coach, because he's literally like put us on his freaking shoulders, and literally like there it is, like it's clear as day what he's done for us right there, man. So I'm blessed and honored and excited, and I mean, shadowing people like that, I'm not surprised. You know, I got some killers, like even going down Albuquerque, bro, down there where Jordan trains at Latrell, like where we cross trained, dude. I was scared because the first few times I went down there to do circles, dude, I got my ass kicked, man, like pretty bad, like bit worse than I ever have in my entire life, actually. And so I got like traumatized from going down there. So every time we go down there, I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? Am I gonna get my ass beat? I don't know. And it's not like that normally. It just happened the first few times I went down there. So that's why I'm like traumatized. But being around people like that down there, like Jordan Espinoza, you know, like that's such an honor too, because he's like in the big show, you know, he's up there in the UFC, and I'm getting to, you know, do rounds with him and some of the other fighters that come through in Latrell's gym and share the mats with them. So it's like, it's so humbling, man. You look at these people on TV and you see them and you're like, dude, these are like idols or superstars. And then you just see them in person on the mats and they're like, what's up, bro? Like, you want to do a round? And you're like, heck yeah, I want to do a round and test myself.
Hell yeah. No, yeah, bro. I mean, in New Mexico, yeah, bro, the gym that MMA fans know about is Greg Jackson. But
yeah,
they don't understand that, bro, the state of New Mexico is so talent filled. Not everyone's at Greg Jackson's, bro. Latrell's down there where you are, bro, in Santa Fe. What is it's nuts, bro. And I think also when we look at moving on to bigger and better stages, yeah, Josiah, you train with these guys, yeah, but you're in the same division, yeah, bro. Do you see it yourself when you train like that? Do you see it more as a competition, or do you see it as you know what, I'm training with these guys for respect. Yeah, and that's it.
Both probably, like when we go down there, because we were giving Jordan circles, right? Or all of us, we get circles put on each other where you get a fresh guy for 3 to 5 rounds in a row, 5 minute rounds. So it's like there, it's a little bit. I mean, you're still super respectful, and you don't want to hurt the guy or cut the guy because then they're gonna be compromised for the fight possibly. But we're going pretty freaking hard, so there it's like that's just basically as hard as you can go without being like in the legit fight. But besides that, it's just all respect, and all those guys that I just mentioned, they're so freaking nice. Like even Jordan Espinoza, he's like, he even after I did like that last run I had done with him, he's like, bro, like I was doing this on you and I was had the advantage on you here, but if you just do this and that, you can get the advantage on me. So he's like giving me like advice on how to like counter what he's doing to me. So it's like, dude, these people are they're just so, we got like no egos in our team. Everybody's just trying to lift each other up and take care of each other and not hurt each other and not put each other down. So it's like the energy is always really, really positive and kind of like a family.
I mean, Josiah, I wanted to get your thoughts, bro, because I know you said that you were quite misinformed, but have you had the chance to look at the state of the flyweight division in the UFC?
I mean, a little bit. Like whenever they show like the rankings on the briefly between fights, I'll look at it and I'll just be like, "Dang, I need to pay attention to this." Like this is something I need to. And when they do fight, I'm always just like, "How would I match up against these guys, or how would I do, or how big are they?"
Yeah, exactly, bro. That's exactly my point right now. Yeah, how do you? The flyweight division, bro, in the UFC has gone through a lot of roller coasters because of the egos. Yeah. Um, in legacy, yeah, bro. And Josiah, I wanted to get like a comparison with this because in legacy, how do you perceive the flyweight division in legacy in terms of competition and stability?
In terms of like comparing it to the UFC or just in general?
Comparing it to the UFC and in general.
I mean, honestly, it seems like the legacy flyweight division is building the UFC flyweight division, like they're straight up. I think legacy's made to recruit fighters for the UFC. So, I mean, you just got Brandon Royval sent over there. You had Casey Kenny, who I think was a 135er, going up there. They're just sending fighters up there left and right, and Jerome's on his way, and Jerome's I mean, I would hate to fight Jerome. Dude, like, he's good everywhere, bro. It's like that's a nightmare fight for anybody, dude. So, I mean, it seems like Legacy has top-notch freaking fighters pretty much at most weight divisions, but particularly the flyweight. They're building that UFC flyweight division. So, I'm pretty excited to see how I stack up against these more top competitor guys in Legacy, and I'll get a better idea how I'll do against maybe some of those UFC guys. Just got to build up some more experience,
Oh yeah, bro. I mean, when we look at, I wanted to get your view on that too because Brandon Royval just got sent up to the UFC, bro, and all respect to him, man. He kicked ass, yeah, bro, and he was hard on himself, and that. I love you group of guys, yeah, guys like you, guys like Jerome, and even Brandon, bro, because I had a chance to talk to Brandon as well after the fight, and I love how humble you guys are, yeah, because you have your 9 to 5 jobs, yeah, bro, and then you come in and you kick ass. I know Jerome has his 9 to 5, bro, and
Ryan's, yeah.
And you were mentioning you had your 9 to 5, bro. How did you feel, Josiah? Because you mentioned that before your pro debut, the week on, you had to quit your job, bro. And how was that? How was that making that transition for you?
Oh man, dude, honestly, it was like the most magical time ever because I've been working with youth for about 10 years since I was 19 till about 32. About 21 to about 31, actually, my bad. So honestly, I was ready to move on because, dude, it was like beautiful work, and those dude, some of those young people, like, man, I anytime I thought I had a tough time, or anytime that I was in camp and I was like, man, life is hard. Oh, dude, I would just like look at some of what these people have overcome in their lives, bro, and I'm like, dude, I'm freaking, I haven't made, like, compared, even in dying in camp, I haven't made compared to what these young people have overcome. So it really gave me a lot of inspiration to push forward. Like, these young people are bigger fighters than I ever would be. Like, they've
Yeah.
overcome so much. So I was ready to move on for sure. It was a grant. It was a federal grant that I worked for, and it ended that week that I had my pro debut. So it was like the most perfect. It was cool because I was going and doing surveys for some of the youth in some of our detention centers here in the state, and it was like a youth satisfaction survey. So we were just asking them how are services going for you and what could be better, basically. And while they were taking it, sometimes they would ask me sir, what do you do? Or like, sir, they just start small talk, and I'd be like, I got my professional MMA debut in a week, and they'd be like, what?
I should tell them.
Dude, they get so excited and be like, Mister, like, how long have you been training and blah blah blah, and I'm gonna look you up. And like, it was so cool to just talk with them about fighting, because they're all fighters, man. They're all fighters in so many ways, and it was so perfect. And then since I left that position, I've been teaching at the gym. I've been teaching children's jiu-jitsu, which has forced me to get my jiu-jitsu fundamentals. Like, if you can teach some 4 and 5-year-olds jiu-jitsu fundamentals, you have to have them so good. So I got my jiu-jitsu like on point from teaching all these children jiu-jitsu. And then I've been teaching Muay Thai and kickboxing. So that really forced me to like stay extra sharp.
Oh man, I respect that so much, bro. I mean, working with the youth, and how was it? How was it? Because were they in juvie, or were they troubled youths? What was it?
It was youth who perhaps had been through services in systems such as foster care or juvenile justice or mental or behavioral health services, or all of the above. And basically, this last grant I worked for, we were just helping them connect to different services ages 16 to 26. So we were going, because a lot of youth, when they turn 18, they lose their services that they had as a child. And when they become an adult, then they have to transition into the adult services, which is like, whoa, I got to figure all this out on my own. I got to figure out housing. I got to figure out my mental and behavioral health services, so many things to figure out. So our grant was there to help that transition from child services to adult services. And we had some youth outreach workers, which were peers that would build a relationship with these young people, and therefore be like, hey, if you want any type of help or any type of resource, here's where you can go here, you can go here. And it was just like it was such a cool grant, man. So it was a pleasure to work that position. But I'm super glad like to be pursuing my dreams and passions of playing music and fighting. And I'm watching all of them like thrive and flourish, bro. And it's so cool. They're getting jobs, they're getting cars, they're having kids. Like, it's crazy, dude.
I wanted to talk to you about that too, man, because I saw you. I researched you were a musician, bro. Do you still dabble in music as well, or have you fully transitioned, bro, to the world of martial arts?
Well, now that I've been done with my 8 to 5, and I'm not made for an 8 to 5, if I can just say that right now, I'm not meant to. I was in a place like this, bro, for eight hours a day. Oh, dude, I can't do it. But I actually went to college to be a music teacher. So I went for music education. So I got my music theory and everything like pretty locked down, and I haven't been able to use it. I would use it for in Silver City. I would teach all the youth like drums and guitar, and they love the drums, bro. Everybody loves to just bang on a drum set. It's the most funnest thing ever. So when I moved up here, I pretty much would play here and there pretty rarely, but once September came around, man, I hit it hard. I had all these songs just pouring out of me, and I've been in like quite a few bands in the past, mainly metal bands. I've been in a couple of metal bands in the past. I had a reggae band and a hip hop band that was
no way, bro.
Yeah, oh man, they're so fun. And then I played in my church band in Silver for like 8 years. And then when I moved up here, I just was kind of chilling before I committed to playing like another worship band up here. And I've been playing in one up here for about 3 years now. And they're, oh man, they're so awesome and fun to play with, dude. So I've been going hard on my music, probably more than I ever have in maybe 10 years, probably.
I mean, bro, I love music, but I love that combination, bro. Music and fighting, yeah, bro. Because music, bro, it gives you a chance to get away, right? And it gives you that chance of self-reflection, yeah. Like like you're spewing the notes on the guitar, bro, and you can even write a song about your fighting, bro, and transitioning, yeah.
What I
And
tell
bro, oh man, it's so good to teach that you've taught um, troubled youths, bro, and it gives them sort of like um, like a star to reach for, yeah, if you know what I mean, yeah, Josiah, and I respect that, bro.
Dude,
Um,
the coolest thing about it, sorry to interrupt you, but a lot of
no,
them are
go.
like, I want to be fighters. Like, I have so many of them, bro, who are like, I'm gonna be a fighter now too. And dude, some of them are taking it serious. Like, they're only 14, 15, 16, and they're like, what do I need to do, Josiah? Like, what should I do with my footwork? What do I need to work on? And dude, they're going hard. And some of them are like trying to get in other fights outside of the gym. Like, bro, just like slow down. Like, just if you really want to do rounds, like I'll come and do rounds with you in a safe way. Like, don't try to find rounds outside of the gym. But dude, they're going hard on training and fighting. I'm so proud of so many of them for grinding, and then a lot of them are playing music now as well. So it's like it's been cool, dude. It was a blessing. It was such a cool time in my life. I had no direction when I started college. I had no clue what I was gonna do. I was screwing off bad, and I had no clue what my life was gonna be. And then music started to kind of give me a glimpse of like, okay, I'll go to college for music, I guess. Why not? And then after that, I used it to work with the youth, and then that brought me up to Santa Fe to get this state job, and then now I'm up here with this amazing team. So it's been such a blessing, bro.
No, bro, I respect that, man, honestly. And you're, as well as fighting, bro, you're teaching jujitsu at a gym. Yeah, but I mean, do you just teach children jujitsu, or do you teach, adults or teenagers, bro? How does it work with you?
Yeah, so I was teaching, man, I was scared to teach, especially like I said, when I saw the teachers at the gym, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like I'm not fit to teach compared to these people. But then one of the Muay Thai instructors was leaving, so my professor was like, hey, would you want to teach Monday? I was like, oh, I guess so. Why not? Like, you're really gonna grow unless you're uncomfortable, right? So I was teaching Mondays only, and dude, every Monday came and I was like, oh my god, like I'm so nervous. Like, what am I gonna teach? Like, what if nobody comes? What if like people come who are better than me, and I don't want to have to teach like a pro, and I'm just like this amateur dude who barely is learning Muay Thai, and like I started taking it seriously and studying real hard and getting more confident teaching. And then when I had my pro debut in September, my professor was like, hey, I know you're now, at your job. Would you be interested in teaching children's jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and cardio kickboxing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? And I was like, well, what better way to live the dream than to, be in the mats all day, be barefoot all day, teaching the things that I love the most? Why not? And man, it was scary teaching kids jujitsu because, oh man, they're just like, they're such a trip, dude. They always ask like every time you ask them for questions, all of them will raise their hand. And you'll be like, okay, yes, and they'll be like, well, I was thinking, what if, well, you know, what if they don't do the move right?
Oh.
Let's just. it's
Bro,
fun.
that must be wicked though, like, because you sort of see the kids that take it seriously, but they also have fun as well, bro. And even shout out to Anthony Anjakawani, bro, because speaking to Anthony, bro, he does his own, bro, Anjakawani Fitness, and he teaches Muay Thai. It's all about, if you're teaching kids, bro, it's all about making it fun. Yeah, when I was doing karate, bro, when I was when I was a kid, and now I do Muay Thai. Yeah, bro, and now I'm an adult. Yeah, you sort of see that when you're a kid, bro, it's all about having fun, yeah, bro, and it's all about connecting, making friends and stuff. But at the same time, you're learning you're learning the technique, bro, and you're gonna fall in love with it. Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to, bro. You gotta fall in love with martial art. I mean, I just watch any Bruce Lee movie, bro. I mean, you'll fall in love with that shit, man. Also, but how do you feel? How do you feel teaching? Uh, when you teach jujitsu, yeah, Josiah, do you feel a lot more confident teaching jujitsu, or did you feel like nervous as well? Because that's your specialty, bro. That's right up your alley.
Man, I was more nervous because the parents are sitting right there on the benches watching you, and then you got, you have to break it down in so I was teaching adults in silver, and I'm trying to be as detailed as humanly possible, right? And then you're going complete opposite with children. You need to be as less detailed as possible. So, dude, I was just like, the more you talk, the more that they're like spacing out. So you got to talk as little as possible and make the instruction like as less and compact as possible. Otherwise, you're going to have to go to every one of the groups and show them again. So, man, I was so freaking nervous every single class, bro.
Yeah.
Every single time. You never know what's going to happen. Sometimes they're like, I don't want to be his partner. I don't want to be his partner. Like, give me another partner. He's being like, it's just like, it's so much fun though. Like whenever we have them do rounds, and we don't teach them submissions at the beginning stage, just positions. And it's fun because you're watching them grind and their looks on their face, bro. Like they're going hard, bro. And like the girls in there usually have an edge on the boys. I don't know if because like girls kind of get mature faster, but the girls, man, they get technical and they're like taking
Definitely
the guys
mature.
back.
Hmm? Definitely more mature. Yeah, bro. Definitely, man. Now, yeah, carry on, Josiah. Sorry, man.
But
Sorry.
well, like so, and then I've been teaching honestly, it's probably about both equal. Teaching the adult Muay Thai, I was still like, oh, I just want to teach good. And then, man, when we would have pros come in the class, and I was still an amateur, I'd be like, why am I like this amateur fighter teaching these pros running the Muay Thai class? Like even when Jerome would come, I'd be all super nervous. I'd be like, why doesn't he teach the class? Like he's 1,000 times better than I am. Like, so I would just do like the most fundamental drills from like Dwayne Ludwig or do group. Like I'm just pulling drills from all these world-class coaches, really.
Yeah, man. And but I respect that work, man. That's what you call putting in work, bro. Because I guess while you're teaching, bro, you're learning yourself as well. Yeah, at the same time. But switching the gears back, Josiah, and switching it back to you, bro, and your career, as we just close it off. Um, weight cutting, Josiah, is a huge part of MMA. Yeah, bro. And if you're not cutting weight right, you're you're doing something wrong. Yeah, bro. Have you have I mean, we've seen fighters pass away from weight cuts too. Yeah, bro. And what's your routine normally, bro? Making 125 weight cutting.
I usually just, by the camp is such a grind. And now that we got this strength and conditioning program, we focus on a lot more sports specific stuff and cardio towards the end of camp. So honestly, that gets us pretty light. Like what Jerome mentioned in his interview, we get pretty light just like those last few weeks of the camp already. And then I just start like really taking out like dairy. I take out dairy completely and like just any processed sugar, and just I eat so stupid clean. And then that helps. And then take out salt like quite a few days out helps to like stop retaining water. And then just start water loading all crazy the days leading up to it. The first couple ones was scary because I never cut weight. I wasn't a wrestler or anything. So I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to lose weight? Like this doesn't make any sense. And I would go hard in my Epsom salt bath, dude. I would just like turn the diffuser on, put eucalyptus, turn it on as hot as it can go, and just get in there and grind, dude. And a couple of camps ago, I almost fainted when I stood up out of the tub. I was just like, whoa, like I gotta call 911 or something. I'm gonna like pass out. But I'm starting to get it better every time. And then I have this girl that I've been dating for a bit. She's actually a vegan. So I'm like, dude, I thought I was healthy before, and then I'm watching how she eats, and I'm like, dang, like you're crazy healthy. So now I've been eating like all these vegan meals and even going even more on that route than I already was. So I'm pretty healthy right now in terms of food wise, and that's pretty key. Like I don't eat trash, and I've pretty much cut out cheese entirely. I barely eat any meat at all. I still love eggs, dude. Eggs is like I don't know. Oh, dude, I love eggs so much. Eggs and potatoes and chorizo, man, is like one of my favorite things.
And then Josiah, another key aspect where I love to discuss this is heritage. Yeah, bro. And as we close off episode 11, yeah, bro, is heritage. Yeah, bro. I love talking about heritage. I've asked the question the whole time. Yeah, but talk to me about your background and your heritage, bro.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm from southwest New Mexico, so it's like way pretty close to the border of Mexico. We're probably only about 30 minutes away actually from the border of Mexico down there. Both of my parents are Hispanic, and of course their parents are like from Mexico as well. Um, I never learned Spanish. I'm so disappointed because it's embarrassing, man. People will come up to me and start talking to me in Spanish, and I don't even know it. And my parents are just like, "You never wanted to learn as a kid," and I'm like, "You gotta force us to learn, though. No kid wants to learn anything, though." So I'm super happy though. Like I got a pretty rich like Hispanic culture, and I'm very proud of it for sure. It's a very certain specific type of culture of being Hispanic. So I I very much enjoy it. I'm made of chili, and I don't know, man. I'm proud. I'm proud of who I am and where I come from for sure. I have humble beginnings, and I think that's where I can relate to a lot of my team. Is a lot of my team is very, very, very humble beginnings, and I certainly can relate to that. And I think that's why we're as good as we are, because we've always grinded our whole entire life. You know what I mean? So we know what it's like to freaking grind in life as it is, let alone fighting is nothing new. So I'm just proud to be where I come from, and I'm proud of being from Silver City. Most people are like, "Oh, I hate Silver. I just want to get out of Silver." And dude, whenever you move away from there and you go visit, that place is beautiful, man. Forests, rivers, like it's so pretty. But when you live there, you're just like, "Oh, this place sucks. I want to get out of here." But man, I'm proud of who I am and where I'm come from, and I love Santa Fe just as much. This place is dude, it's such a special. If you ever get an opportunity to come visit Santa Fe, man, you need to take that up.
Hell yeah, bro. Oh yeah, man. Link up with the Strangler and the Renegade, bro.
Oh yeah, dude, we'll show you around, train a little bit.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, bro. Nah. Oh, you know what, Josiah, bro? I love speaking with you guys, man, because it gives me an insight into the different points of view, man, and different opinions, and a lot of guys approach the game a different way, and especially you and Jerome, bro. And sooner or later I'll have a chance to get to speak with Brandon, but um, bro, you and Jerome, bro, getting to speak to you guys and even getting to speak with Anthony and Kwani, bro, it gives me such a pleasure, yeah, to do what I do, man, and I love to do what I do, bro, because it gives me a chance to talk with guys like you and Jerome, bro. And for fans who are listening to this, yeah, listen to this show, man, because Josiah Reyes is one of the most humble and respectful guys I ever had the pleasure to talk to, man.
Thank you so much, man.
And Josiah, bro, for coming on the show today, bro, I got an MMA Reloaded shirt, yeah, with your name on it, bro. Yeah.
Very proudly, bro.
So I'll DM you, yeah, with the deets. Yeah, I got one for Jerome too, and I'm sending it over to him too. Yeah, but yeah, bro, nah, for that man, you deserve it, bro, nah, for sure.
Much
Um,
appreciated.
I love, man, and keep grinding, bro. Keep teaching, man. Keep spreading your knowledge. Yeah, and your career is only gonna go up from here, bro.
Man, well, thank you so much, dude. You do what you do very, very well. I'm very impressed. You've got very good interview skills, man. You ask great questions. You're a great listener. You're very good at what you do, and it's been a pleasure to follow you and your page, man. I'm looking forward to see how you grow as well in this career and what you're doing with the MMA Reloaded. You're, like I said, your knowledge is very impressive, man. I see you posting and talking. I'm like, how does he know everything? Like, this is. I hope you don't ask me a bunch of questions about all these fighters because I'm gonna be pretty lost, man. Your knowledge is very, very impressive in the sport. You can tell you truly love what you do and you love the game.
Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. I mean, I do exactly what you do, man. I research, bro. Get all the curriculums out and everything, man. And you have to do it, man. You have to do it,
No doubt.
man. I love the grind, bro. And I love what you do, man. Yeah, thank you so much, Josiah, bro. And that shirt's gonna be on its way to you, man. Yeah,
Oh, thank you, man.
no respect, man. Thank you, bro.